tasty, tasty. Hey folks, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. It is Sunday and we're back streaming, third time this week, which is great. It's kind of cold and kind of warm in the office at the same time. It's kind of warm as I get over here towards the radiator and kind of cold as I get away from the streaming desk. So I can't decide if I'm hot or cold. Like this side of my body feels cold, this side of my body feels warm. So I'm not sure how I feel right now, but I'm not quite comfortable yet. Okay, looks like Captain Reed was first. He said maybe Jay's here now at 6:15, which is very early. So as usual, Captain Reed did come first. It's not unusual. We get used to it. It's one of those things. Average Joe, hey man, good to see you, dude. And Hungry Hannah, thank you so much for the 18 months of subs. That is a long time. That's 2 PC babies, so congratulations. Jehovah in Bed, thank you so much for the sub as well. Congratulations, you have lit up the sign. Hannah, when it goes out, I will replay, so your sign, the sign lights up for you as well. Make the rocket go pink, absolutely. Okay, so this is Hungry Hannah's as well. In a second, there you go. It is live. Randolph the Grey's here as well. He says, hey yo. Jehovah in Bed says good evening as well. True Blaze, Captain Redlack here too. Tactile Engineers here as well. Anarchy, good afternoon. It's good, sir. I hope you're doing well. Bazooko's here too. Captain Reed got a 7 stream watch streak. Says, not sure how I have a streak. I missed Thursday because I was in the office pre-piss up. I think you popped in for like a second. I'm sure you dropped a message or two. You're always hot, Jay. I thank you, man. I appreciate that. I'm really not I am well aware that on the grand scheme of things, like if that's a 10, I'm like a 3. Like I'm well aware of that. It doesn't take much to make me unaware of that. Let's say the least. Anarchy says, nice spaceship. Thank you, dude. I appreciate that. It was a little gift to myself from you guys. Effectively, it's one of the things that we used the Twitch sub money for was to purchase the light. Good evening all, slightly hungover still after a bit of a session with my brother-in-law last night, reaching for hair of the dog, so super hands, congratulations, good sir. I had like 3/4 of a bottle of champagne yesterday. We had one in the fridge and me and my wife just decided we fancied a glass of wine. So we opened this bottle of champagne and she had like 1 glass and a little bit and then I drank the rest. But it is the way it is.
Tasty.
Jehovah in Bed, thank you so much for 6 months of subs. I know someone else just subbed, we'll get to it in a second. Void Media, thank you so much for the sub as well. There you go, you have lit up the, wait, that side lit up the sign. Rocket go pink. Nice light, yeah, absolutely. Love it. Oh, I haven't updated the keyboard command. I just switched this out earlier on because I saw it in the drawer, but I haven't updated it. This is a Mr. Suit with Red Alert on it.
Incredible.
GMK Red Alert, so yeah. Dweezil, thank you so much for the follow as well. What's the border got here? Yeah, it's a Mr. Suit with GMK Red Alert on it in cream. I'll show you it in more detail. Give me a sec. Just move the coffee out of the way. So it's we built it on stream maybe a year and a half ago now. I've still not taken the plastic off the base, so there you go. It's still got the plastic film on there, but it's just a nice off-white keyboard with some GMK keycaps on it. And it's got polycarbonate plate and Gateron ink switches in it. So yeah. Thank you so much for 45 months of subs as well, Void Media. That's a huge amount of time. Your office is a mess. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. It's not that bad today. Like it's getting tidier. This stuff down here is the build queue, which is getting smaller all the time. But like, it's not always a mess. Like, I'm not a messy person. I don't like being in a mess. But there was stuff out for the open day when you came into here because I was like prepping for the open day, so the whole table was a mess. That still hasn't been tidied up because I haven't had a chance to do it. But this week I will get up to it. But the other thing is, like, I'm hopefully going to be moving house in January, so the kind of like moving a lot of stuff is going to be difficult anyway because I will be moving my office even if we don't move the company for a while and stuff like that. So there's no point in tidying it away to then have to unpack it to box it up. So yeah. But yeah, BK, hey man, good to see you. ZBC's here as well. Looks very nice, very classy. The sign, yeah, I think it's this side. Why do I keep getting that wrong? Yeah, it came out kind of fun. It was just like a fun little thing to do. And then we've done a little bit of coding in the background to get it working for when people do sub. Oh, I'm going to turn the heating off because I feel like I'm getting a bit warm now. Work from home. So right now I work from the prototypist workshop. So my office is here at the workshop. There's like literally a window to the side of me, and that's where I can see the workshop just through there, which is about 15 minutes drive away from where I live. So I drive here on a Sunday to stream, and then I drive home after the stream. When we do move house, we're going to be moving about 90 minutes away from the workshop. So whilst I'll commute here during the day for work, there might be a couple of days a week that I work from home and don't come in when Mel's in and things like that. So I don't know how it's going to work yet. Haven't figured it all out. What I will say is it's not going to affect anything from PT from a customer facing perspective. So you'll still get the same great shipping times. You'll still get the same great level of service. You'll still have everything you have today, and if I didn't tell you guys, you wouldn't know that it was happening. So that's the plan. Which is the pile you're referring to. Yeah, this is kind of like the build queue. It's the stuff that I need to get on stream at some point to do, but we're getting there. We're getting there. It is all going to end up moving though, so yeah, lots to do on that front. It's going to be painful. Dan Abix, good evening, good sir. Thank you very much for being here. Oh, good coffee. Good coffee. Right, where do we want to start with PT news? I think we're about to move into a quieter phase for PT for the next couple of weeks. Our next shipping container is just about to leave China on Tuesday, and that will arrive around the middle of January. I think it's estimated to hit port on the 20th of January, so that's going to have things like the oblique in there and some other things. What you'll see in the next couple of weeks as we as the ship sets sail and we get the manifest for everything that's included, we'll start to update things on Notion, so you'll start to see things moving across into the shipping to PT schedule. That should start to happen probably by the end of this week. That might be done actually, depending on what Sharon's got on. There are a few group buys that are due to start this week, and there's two new ones that have just started today because I only just got the product listings made because I've timed out on Friday. But the Enso E, which I have at the side of me and we'll take a look at in a moment, that's going to go live tomorrow. And then there'll be a few other things happening as well. In terms of other group buys before Christmas, I think there might be 1 or 2 GMK shipments arrive just before Christmas. I'll confirm those on Notion if we're going to get them or not. And then SA Teletype from Signature Plastics is on the way to us right now. That should arrive, based on the tracking, should arrive on Wednesday. If it does, we'll get all of the orders shipped out by Thursday. And then we'll probably put extras in stock either Thursday or Friday as well. So yeah, it's going to be good. And then the other thing that will allow us to do is, because it's going to be just packing in stock orders between now and Christmas, basically we will have time to move some stuff around at the workshop, start to update some documentation for things. I'm hoping to have some time to finish a series of blog posts off, which are, if you've ever seen my let me see if I can find my browser here real quick. So if you've ever seen my blog, if you come onto the website and go to information, and then Jay's Ramblings, I do post on here quite infrequently about different things. So I did 2 on October 23rd, and then I did 1 on November 27th. But I rant about shit on here. These are just basically me ranting about stuff. Just because I can. But one of the other things I want to do is, instead of just having like my rants on here, I want to have like a bit of a guide. So there are some there's a little bit of content that I'm creating at the moment that is going to be guides on how to do certain things. So I can probably show you what that's going to look like. So here is one, a soldering guide. So this is the guide that I've written. It's not live on the website yet, but the red bits are where I need to take photos and stuff and put those in. So we're going to get that done, hopefully start to get it live in the next couple of weeks, and then start to build up some other bits and pieces into it as well. So it's going to be things like how to solder, how to loop stabilizers, how to build a hot swap board, the difference between ISO and ANSI, the different types of switches. There's kind of like little mini guides for all of those kind of things that I've decided that I'm going to write. It's going to take a little bit of time, but we'll see. Right, let's catch up with chat. Botanical Enso E. Yeah, that's what's at the side of me. We'll take a look at it in a minute. I'm 100% getting an Enso. I just don't know which color. That's fair. There's so many nice ones. Hey man, thank you so much for being here. So debating between two models for the Enso. Okay. Stone or sand. Okay. Just buy both, as Jelly says. I can write how not to install an O-ring fit PCB article. Yeah, I was gonna do one on the PCB snaps as well. Like there's a few other websites that are out there for keyboards right now where I've written the guides for them because they've asked me to write the guides, and then I don't want to just take those and put those on my website as well, because those companies kind of like show their guides as theirs rather than as something that someone else has written. But I am going to write them, and like I've written them. The way I've written this one is kind of, it's a little bit tongue in cheek. So like the first line is like, soldering a keyboard is a bit like making instant noodles. It should be impossible to mess up, and yet people still manage to produce something burnt, lumpy, and completely unfit for human use. This guide is here to ensure you end up with a working keyboard, not a shiny electronic monument to your own poor life choices. So it's a little bit tongue in cheek, it's a little bit silly, it's a little bit fun. Yeah. Before you start waving a hot stick around at expensive PCBs, gather the right tools. This is not the time for "it'll probably be fine" energy. Like just being a bit silly with it, that kind of stuff. So we'll see how it goes. But we'll try and get those live, starting to get them live probably from the back end of next week, maybe in about 10 days time. And then I'll be adding to them over the Christmas period as I have time to write some stuff and get some things out. Mostly they're just kind of storyboarded at the moment, and then it's taking all the pictures that will take the real amount of time. Wonder if you might find better tools for formatting the guides on Notion. Maybe, but like I can do a lot with I can do a lot with Markdown script and stuff like that. And the other reason why I want them on the site is because it's great for SEO. Whereas if it links to a Notion, it doesn't pull that back. That's the kind of other thing I want to do it. And I can't do it. I haven't found a good way of embedding Notion pages into the website yet. Like there's a couple of reasons why I want to do it this way. One, because I think they fit the blog post really well and it gives people an opportunity to look at them up. And two, just to help with that SEO stuff. So yeah, I need to learn to solder, so I'll have a look at your guide. Thanks, man. It'll have some pictures, and like I can always show people on stream as well. Like that's the idea. I have been toying with the idea of in the new year, instead of doing keyboards and coffee here at PTHQ on a Thursday, doing some keyboard building classes almost like once a month on a Saturday, and just saying, right, 20 people can come down. It's 20 quid each. We'll provide all the tools. We'll help you build your keyboards. It's 4 hours. You can come, we'll build your keyboard. You can have a nice cup of coffee, you know, that kind of thing. So yeah, so that's also something I'm considering as well, because the keyboards and coffees are great, but if I do start to have to commute, Thursday is probably the day that I'm not going to come over here. We'll just have to figure that out. So like 90 minutes each way is a long way to come just to open up for keyboards and coffee when I can do everything else on that day from home. So we'll kind of figure out what that's going to look like. Jellymaster, what do you mean I can't vibe solder? What's the worst that could happen? Yeah, we'll talk about that in the thing. The Titan version looks cool with the titanium plate, but God, it's money. It is. The Plus 84 as well. I'm so close to pressing the buy button on one myself, but I really shouldn't. I just thought that you're going to be a vendor for GMK Blot R2 now that Protozoa isn't active. Does it feel weird to be a vendor for two red GMK sets running at the same time? Cherry Love and Blot both seem nice, so I hope they don't hurt each other's chances too much. I think the thing is that it doesn't really matter whether they're both on PT or not. The people who are going to buy them are either going to buy them or not anyway. Like the people who were going to buy Blot wouldn't have been buying Cherry Love, or the people who were going to buy both would buy both, or the people who are going to buy Cherry Love and not Blot will still buy that. I don't think that it's going to cannibalize each other anymore just because it's on the same website, and I don't think it's because Protozoa isn't around anymore. It's just because Woob and I work together a fair bit now. So yeah, but yeah, Blot's going to be on PT. I need to learn to desolder. Yeah, I mean we can do classes on it'll be basically like an open class to teach people how to do everything, provide the tools, show you guys how to do it, keep you up to date with stuff, and you can basically come in with a kit or buy one off the shelf and walk out with everything working, whether it's solder or not. That's kind of the idea of them. So yeah, we'll see. Do you drink decaf on these evening streams? I worry for your sleep. Filio Fish, no, I don't ever drink decaf. Decaf coffee to me. So actually, let me show you. So the coffee that we sell is actually my coffee. Sorry, the coffee I drink as well is my coffee. We do a decaf, but we've called it the True Crime Blend. The reason is because decaf is basically a crime against coffee, but I get that people want it. And we've actually done a really good job on this. I'm hugely happy with how it tastes, but it's a little bit like going to a lady of the night for a cuddle, right? It's not exactly. It's not, for me, it's not the same as drinking coffee. But, you know, to each their own. I don't want to judge, but it's a little bit different for me. Don't want you to give up your Saturdays. Dude, I'm here most Saturdays anyway. Like, I'm here most Saturdays anyway. Can I turn on the closed captions? So I was trying a new thing. I have turned on the closed captions now. I was trying a new thing where it's supposed to be built into... directly into... Oh, hold on. I haven't. So, I've turned them on. I'm just going to turn them off how I was doing them. Okay, I've turned off the ones I usually use. Tell me now if you have new ones coming across now, because this is a different way of doing closed captions, and I hope this works. Bazooka, let me know if you've got closed captions right now. I've absolutely vibe sold it. Nice. Did you have a chance to check the Strata TKL? No, but I have some instructions on what to look at Dynamics. So, yeah. The plus 84 is tempting, but the question is PC or Raw. And before it's said Jelly Master, not I'd go for I want to go for the PC with the patina weight. That's what I want to go for. Nope, you're not getting any closed captions now. Okay, so they are supposed to be working right now. I don't know why they aren't. Okay, let me turn the other ones back on. Okay, I've turned the other ones that we know work back on. I'm just going to go turn off the other radiator because it is getting warm now. Give me a second. It's already turned off. I'd already turned that one off. Okay, so I don't know why it's getting warm unless it's just me drinking coffee that's making me feel warm. But yeah, plus 84, 100% for me. I would be going for the polycarbonate with the patina weight. Yeah, thanks for letting me check that, Bazooka. Like there is like an experimental one built into OBS now, and I wanted to try that one instead of doing the ultimate closed captions that I usually use. So, oh, you had the new closed captions after I clicked the CC icon at the bottom of the window. Oh, okay, Bazooka. Let's see if we can. Let's see if you can follow the instructions. Let me turn off the current ones and then turn on the new ones. Because if I can use the ones built into OBS, we can do that. I don't think we're sold out of the patina weight ones, right? Let's have a look in a second. Let's turn off these closed captions first. That's the closed captions off. Okay, that's the new closed captions on. Let's see if that works. Bazooka, give me a try of that one. Give me a try on that one. Okay. Yeah, if you go to our website, and then you go down to live group buys. That works. Excellent. Thank you. Cool. That means that's easier for me because it means I don't have to load up another website and have something else socketed into to work. Cool. I can get rid of that and we can have the cool closed captions built in. So come down to here and then you come down to the plus 84. And the copper patina weight is still here. I'll have a look and see if I can tell you how many we've got left. Well, let me see if I can find that out. I mean, I know how to find it out. It's just going to take me a second to get to it. Stainless steel, sandblasted, brass, copper, PVD, copper patina. We've got 3 left. 3 left. These captions are rubbish. Okay, right. Okay, if you don't like these captions, I'll turn the other ones on. Let me fix that. Okay, the good captions are turned back on, so that should work for you now. Okay, thank you for letting us test that, though. I do appreciate it. Okay, so yeah, so we only have 3 left, but it is there. There's 3 remaining if you want to order it through us, and it's super cheap anyway. And even with the, I know that's 62 quid extra for that other one, but you know, it's good. No, it's okay, Bazooka. I just want to make sure everyone's happy. I want to make sure everyone's happy. Not even close to what you're saying, and way behind. Okay, well, yeah. Lots of hallucination. Okay, it's fine. We've got it fixed. We've got it back. I was just hoping we could use the one built in and I wouldn't have to have like 2 different systems running. Yeah. Right, let's talk about stuff that's happening at PT. So ENSO-E comes tomorrow and I will show you the ENSO-E prototype in a few minutes. I was sure they're sold out. No, they're not sold out. No, we've got 3 left. What do I want to tell you that's come in stock? So if you have a look at everything that's come in stock, there is still some Zoom TKL diners in stock. There's only 2 of them. Please consider picking one up. MT New 800 is now in stock. Great set, fantastic set. Cherry petal switches, we're going to use these today. So these have a little bit of that classic cherry scratch. They're a light tactile, probably closest to a brown, but they're super pretty to look at, which I really like. And we also dropped GMK COL shaded in stock as well. So both base kits of this are there. Grey on black and black on grey are both available. So you can have a look at those as well as the modifier kits too. In terms of group buys and pre-orders, taking a look at group buys, we have just put the 0G EM1 live. If you haven't seen this thing, it is absolutely crazy. It has rocket exhausts on the rear. Like these open up and they show rocket exhausts on the rear of it. Look at this. It's kind of insane. It's just one of those super cool Gundam things and I'm all here for it. I think it's fantastic. So if you're interested in that, that's super cool. That's now live. We've also just gone live with GMK Hangul bait. So there's no, I didn't get involved in this until last minute, so I haven't been able to feed into any of the kitting choices. I think the kitting is a bit sparse, but it is what it is. But it's fun. It's hand bite, but it's Hangul, right? So Hangul bait. It's fun. GMK COL Unobtainium is also live now. This is basically Novel Keys Blue, and they've designed all of this set. Now, the cool thing about this set is actually the novelties. If you don't like Novel Keys logo, then that's fine, but you have to like the Gator Ron. Look at the sad guy, sad boy here. And then the bright coloured ones as well. I think these are quite cool. And hello, my name is Ronald. You know, all the other bits and pieces. Super cool set. We've already talked about the Plus 84 a little bit, but this is kind of the keyboard of the minute for me right now. This is stunning. Look how beautiful this is. This is just really nice. It's a really nice thing. Look at that side profile. Classy, sleek. Made by Kazewa, so we know it's good quality. Just there's nothing to not like here. Nothing to not like. And the patina weight is my favorite. I mean, you could buy the normal copper one and patina it yourself. The forced patina means you don't have to do it. And the machine marked one, Chef's Kiss, is super nice as well. So yeah, might be something you want to take a look at. And then of course there's a few other things like the Deadline Air Holly set. If you want a Christmas theme key set cap set, we're going to get these in just before Christmas. If anyone who buys these will have it for Christmas Day. We will guarantee that. Or we'll just give it to you for free and refund you if you buy it. And we can't manage that. I'll just refund them all. There's also the Substance R2 Group by Decimats, the Micplan one, superb. And the old school one and the vintage ones are the same as last time, but there's a couple of newbies there. And Coniferous R2 as well. Don't forget to check out one of the best green sets of all time with UK ISO in base, because that's how we do it. Pre-orders, just to call out that the new QK Neo pre-orders will be up next week. I just need to sort those out. The QK65 Mark III, that's what we're building today. This is in group buy right now, or pre-order. Stupidly nice, really nice. Orangey, Monochrome Dolch, Dolch Cadet, Nerve-Wrecker, N16, all the good stuff available. Please do check it out. Cool. Right. That's all the shilling done. I'll go buy coffee as well from Jay's Roastery because the coffee's great, even if I do say so myself. And like, yeah, go do a buy. Right. Okay. I'm done shilling now. That is the shilling done. I'll turn that off and move back. Let's catch up with chat. Damn, I really need to do some thinking. Yeah, the Plus 84 is cool. I love that the Plus 84 has hot swap ISO. There needs more of that around, but I don't need another TCAL. That's fair. International kit for MTNU 800 is now on GMK's website. Yeah, I'm going to have to pick that up. Bonus, you can also use that PCB and other boards supporting H87C. Yeah, so I think we'll probably sell quite a lot of the PCBs on the extras page, just so people can use the hot swap ISO in other keyboards. But yeah, although saying that, when we did the PT18 hot swap ISO, no one bought it. So I don't know, maybe they only sold when we sold them for £10 each, which was way below cost. So maybe people won't buy it. The coloured ones remind me of a pack of Starburst. Nice. Nice. Need a PT alert set next. Maybe. I would like to do one, like I was talking with Jehovah about this in DMs. I'd like to do one with the pink PT marbled keycaps and the grey legends. I would like to do that as a full set at some point. We'll see. The production 84s will have screws on the bottom, so please be a bit careful with the renders. Yeah, so the production of the 84 has changed, so the screws are on the bottom now rather than on the biome bolt. We only have the one set of renders. We can't update it, but it does say that on the thing. Yeah. They're not hidden like on the renders. It's still beautiful though. It was last minute change which turned my pass into a buy. Yeah, it's a good reason to pick it up, I think. Is the closing date correct for the Plus 84? I think a few of the vendors have the date ending next year in January. What date do we have it set to? Honestly, I don't know, is the honest answer, because Sharon will be dealing with that. I think it's probably because everyone else is on holiday, but we're back on the 29th. Like, it's not going to close on the 26th. It's going to be late night. In fact, actually, that's probably a good thing to tell you guys about. So, our Christmas opening hours. Let me grab a calendar. So, come on, why won't you open up calendar? Okay, it's not opening up. So we will be open week commencing the 8th as normal, no change there. We'll also be open week commencing the 15th, no change there at all. Those 2 weeks we will be open fully. So for the next 2 weeks, business as usual. A week commencing the 22nd, no parcels will ship that week. Any orders between the 20th, which is a Saturday, so we don't ship there, and the 28th will all ship on the 29th. So we'll be closed for it's technically only 3 working days that we'll be closed for because of the holidays on Thursday and Friday for Christmas Day and Boxing Day. Those are both public holidays in the UK. So we will be closed only for 3 working days on 22nd, 23rd and 24th. But we'll be closed for 9 days in total just because of where the weekends fall. All orders made between the end of business on the 19th, Friday the 19th, so after 4 p.m. on the 19th, right the way through until 8 a.m. on 29th, will ship on the 29th, and they will all ship on that day. We're then open that week as normal. We will be closed on Thursday the 1st, but we'll be open the 31st, New Year's Eve, and we'll be open Friday the 2nd as well, so there'll only be 1 day that week that we won't be working, and then we're just back into normal as well. So there'll be a couple of days where we're not working, so yeah. So yeah. 9 out of 10 shill, no GMK Midnight Rainbow. So with Midnight Rainbow, I've been speaking to Manu about it, and we are expanding that across other vendors. Like, there was, like, I'm gonna make way less money on it this way around, or PT will make way less money on it this way around. But I just don't have the capacity to, with the house move and everything, to do everything else that I want to do. So we are going to open it up. The same as the JO1 and the JO3, probably going to be opened up to worldwide vendors now. And we'll just be the UK vendor for those. So yeah, we'll see. When is it going to happen? Don't know, BK. I think it's probably going to be the new year now. I am waiting on some revised quotes, and I think we'll try and do I'll try and get enough of the vendors to agree to some numbers that we can put an order in with GMK and then sell it on a pre-order basis. So yeah. Is the new neon light not working? The new neon light will light up Bazooka if anybody subscribes to the channel. So when you subscribe, this lights up. Wait, this lights up. So you have to subscribe to do it. Ordered mine on Friday, same day the base kit arrived for PT. Nice. Cool. Okay, so I think that's everything I needed to cover for PT news. I think that's it. I can't can't think of anything else I need to cover. Just go to a buy. 16 days and I'll light that up again. You could gift a sub and that will light it back up. But yeah, dropping a sub does light it up. Hold on, if you haven't seen it, I'll do a quick flick. So this is Void Media's sub replay. There you go. That's what it does when people subscribe. That's what happens. But yeah, that's the last time I'm going to play it. If anyone else wants to see it light up or make it light up, you have to drop a sub. Simple as that. So no, Bazooka, it doesn't at the moment. Like I will do that in the future. That is something I was speaking with Jelly about, and Kalain wants to write the code for it. So I'm going to send him the code of how it works now, and he's then going to write the code so it will light up for 5 seconds, turn off, light up for 5 seconds, turn off. And currently it does it for 15 for each individual sub. But what I'm hoping is that we can do a subathon at some point where it's just constantly lit, like it just stays lit. That'd be really cool. Vivid, yeah. He is going to write the code. Yeah. He's going to vibe code it, Captain Reed. But to be fair, that's pretty much what I did. So, yeah. I am not a coder. I am not a programmer. I am the monkey that presses the keys that ChatGPT tells me to. But yeah, no, it like we managed to get it working, and he's going to get it to do it. Can we get it to spurt if we get X subs in an hour? Unfortunately, there's no LEDs at the top to do that with, but maybe at some other point. Maybe at some other point. We'll see. We'll see. I just wanted to do something fun, and yeah, that's what we did. So we got that. Could add an LED strip, maybe, but then it's not going to be. It's going to be a second light that we'd have to program to do it, and I'm sure that's all doable and possible, and I do have plenty of LED strips. Maybe we'll do that when we move the streaming setup to the new house, assuming that our house price sale goes through. Assuming everything goes through with that, then maybe we'll do it then. Yeah, so we've just been talking about this, Jehovah. So the light's all one, so I can't control the red and the yellow and the pink bits independently. It's either all on or it's all off, because otherwise what I would have done if I could have afforded the better quality light, I'd have had the flames flickering and to simulate the ship taking off. So I can't do that. The light itself is just a dumb light. It's either on or it's off, and what I actually do is we actually control it through a smart plug rather than the light itself. It's just a smart mini Wi-Fi plug. That's what actually gets told to turn on or turn off based on when people subscribe, and then that turns the light on. So the light itself is just a dumb lamp. It's just either on or off. Yeah. I there's not enough wall there. I have like 3 things I want to say to that read, but I can't because it would not be Twitch safe and I would get banned. So I'm not going to reply to that. But yeah, I think pulsating the whole thing is probably like the best we'll get, Jehovah, just because it is a really cheap dumb light. So yeah. DM it to you. Okay. I will send you 3 phrases, Reed, that were in my head. Let me find you. My DMs are a mess. Why can I not find you? Apparently we're not friends. It does not find you. Okay, I can't send you those because I can't find you. Oh, you've messaged me. Don't know why it wouldn't find you. Okay, there you go. Those were the 3 things that were running through my head. There was more to it than that, but that was the brief kind of thing. Oh, now he sent me a friend request. There we go. I see. Cool. Right. Okay. I hope he's laughing. Right. It's time to show you something rather than just talk. So the first thing we're going to do is take a look at the ENSO-E. Now this does go into the live group by tomorrow. Oh, and this thing is absolutely beautiful. This is the ENSO-E Green Botanical prototype. How beautiful is that? Look at this milled polycarbonate that's super crystal clear. Whole weight design. Just looks like a Japanese Zen garden. Do you know what the devil's in the details on this board? Because it's things like the little curve here that you can just see where it creates a lip between. Instead of this being sharp here, this is curved in. You can see there's like a curve. It's just super, super nice. And then the kind of like the ridges on this bit here, super, super nice as well. It runs all down the back. But then there's other tiny little details, like the curvature here, like this just runs down nicely. Like, it's so hard to show you, but there's like a super little thin curve here. And it's just really, really nice. It's just really, really nice. It is very zen. It's very, very Zen garden. And it's beautiful. No matter which side you look at it from, it's just super, super pretty. Just super nice. So yeah, that is the Enso E. I'm going to put it over here so it doesn't get damaged. Right, the other thing we need to do before we do the build today is catch up with putting away some of the keycap sets that I own into tubs so they can go on the keycap wall back here, because we started doing this the other day and we timed out and I've still got 4 or 5 sets to do. Oh, we've got a question from Dweezil. He says, hey man, not sure if this is the forum to ask, new here. If not, please ignore me. I got a Neo 75 CU in silver copper from you guys and was wondering if in your opinion GMK RNG keycaps would match that copper colour on the Neo. My buddy is in the UK bringing it all to me when he travels to my country in the new year, so wanting to make sure it all looks as good as it's hard to get enthusiast Kit Beats stuff here. Okay, so I'm not sure where in the world you are, but like we do ship worldwide, so, and if you ship outside the UK, you don't have to pay UK VAT. You might have to pay US taxes if you're in the US, or EU taxes if you're in the EU. But you don't. If you ship to somewhere in the UK, you will get charged VAT. If you have it shipped outside of the UK, you won't get charged VAT. You'll just get charged international shipping. But the chances are international shipping will be cheaper than paying UK VAT. That's the first thing. The other thing I will say is that the GMK RNG will go great with any silver keyboard. It will look fantastic on silver. Bright orange and silver works really, really well. It's not going to match a copper tone because the piece of copper on the board is copper. So that's kind of like a metal material. Copper is just copper. Keycaps are never going to match that unless they're made from copper, but I think they will complement each other quite well. So yeah. We ship to South Africa. Yeah, we ship worldwide. Yeah, we've got quite a few customers in South Africa. Yeah. The colorway goes brilliant with botanical. It really does. It really does. Right. Next up, then let's get these keyboard chores done really quickly. And then once we've done that, we can get on with the build today. So basically, what we're doing is putting some of my keycap sets in these little tubs. We started this the other day, and the first one up is the GMK Flare. Now the keycap set is actually on a keyboard, so there's not all of the keys in here. I feel like I'm going to have to get some new batteries for this. GMK CYL Flare. GMK Copper R2 would be a close match. It would, yeah. And there's empty new copper in stock right now. I think we might have sold out of the GMK CYL version, but there's definitely just waiting for a crispy red set. There's a couple of red sets in stock right now. Sorry, in group buy right now. Well, Cherry Love is in group buy immediately right now, and Blot will go into group buy later this month. Yeah, we definitely ship to South Africa. We shipped there a lot of times over the years. This is Flare. This is just stupid bright and super, super nice. Let's get the caps in. I love how it washes out the camera, it's so bright. Like, you can't even see the legends, it's so bright, but they are there, I promise you. Hey Zobby, we are doing a couple of keyboard tours before we get into a QK65 Mark III build, which we'll be doing in about 10 minutes time. I heard a rumour that you personally own about 400 keyboards. Is that true? I don't think it's close to 400 now. I have sold a few over the past couple of years, but it was definitely north of 400 at one point. I mean, you know, I think it's easily provable from the list of things that I've waiting for the stock group buy. Crimson Cadet R3 is already shipped, gone and done, and the extras have sold out. So yeah, so like you, if I pan the camera around, hold on, you can see my my keycap collection. Let me get the camera controller up. But is that way they're correct? Yeah, like this is like okay. You can't really see. Let me see if I can just increase the brightness. It's going to look awful for a minute. There you go. There you go. So they're like double tiered, but there is a lot of keycap sets there. There you go. And then in terms of actual keyboards that I can show you, did I just get rid of the control panel? I did. Why did I close that? Idiot. Sometimes, you know, guys, I do the stupidest of things. Come on, camera, swing round. And then in terms of keyboards, I don't think it's any secret that 400 is probably not even close to what I've had at one point. But like my drawers are just full. And these are really, really deep drawers. You know, like. Ugh. Like it just goes on and on and on. And there's 10 of those drawers there, all full. And then there's keyboards in this cabinet all behind me. There's keyboards on the desk there. There's maybe 30 keyboards out in the workshop. There's a couple of 100 vintage keyboards under a bench outside in the workshop as well. There's a lot. There's a lot. Yeah, I think. Yeah, 400 is probably at one point was probably accurate. It's maybe under that now, maybe 350, something like that. Do you have any plans to sell personal keyboards? I do, and I will have to sell them because we are moving house in the new year, hopefully, as long as everything goes well. I'm waiting to hear back on the mortgage at the minute, but assuming everything goes well, we will be moving house in the new year. Somewhere, it's the same size as what we've got now. It's no bigger or smaller. It's just moving to a new area where it's cheaper, basically. And the house needs a lot of work, so to get that work done, I probably will need to sell quite a lot of my personal keyboards. Yeah, there'll be a lot for sale. That's likely going to be in the new year now. So yeah. How many keyboards is too many? N plus 1, where N is the current number you have. Right, that's one keycap set done. Let's move on to the others because we have got a lot to do today. Next up is Swag Keys Wild. I don't know if this is going to fit in one tub. We might have to use 2 tubs for this. What do I do with the empty keycap boxes? Generally, we just get rid of them. Like I would have had so many, and keeping them in the original boxes is difficult when you have so many. If you've only got 10 keycap sets, it's not too bad. There must be over 200 behind me. I've not counted them, but there must be over 200. I'm just going to put this quite high up, just in case we need 2 tubs, and then I can align that. Although this set is on a keyboard, so it might be okay. But this does come with a lot. Did I watch the F1? I did watch the F1, yes. I did watch the F1. It was I thought Lando had bottled it for a good 15 laps, and I thought Piastri was like when Lando was under investigation, I thought, what's going to happen here? I don't want to spoil the result for anyone, but I was happy. the drunk group inspection of your vintage boards at the SPC event was fun. Yeah, yeah, just talking about some of the vintage keyboard stuff. I think it was just nice because a lot of people aren't really aware of a lot of the vintage stuff in the hobby. They kind of like only see the modern stuff, and yeah. For Ariel. Yeah, I mean, I think you could tell, like, just from the past 4 or 5 races, Lewis has just not been happy and not been on it. But yeah, the vintage keyboards, people don't understand where a lot of the modern designs come from or what they're inspired by, and sometimes it's nice to get back to that and be able to share it. So it was good, from, if nothing else, from that perspective. This isn't going to reflect them. I'm going to have to split this over 2 boxes. Let's just call that there and do a label for box 1. That's me. So Mr. J, if the answer is N+1, does that mean the 84 and ENSO would send me over the limit? No, because as soon as you buy a new keyboard, the value of N increases, and then you can have N+1 again. So, like, that's just simple math. If it's N+1, where N is the current number, or you look at the formula again when you're looking to buy a second, so you buy another one on the N+1 rule, it was fine. And then you look again after you've bought that one, if you're going to buy another one, and it becomes N+1 again. So again, you're fine. Like, you're fine. That's how N+1 works. Thank you. As a Max fan, I was disappointed with Osama bin Russell. I'm not the biggest Max fan, I'll be honest. I'm not a particular Lewis fan either. I'm a McLaren fan, but I struggle with Max sometimes. I think he's definitely got better. I think Max of 5 or 6 years ago, I didn't enjoy it at all. The Max of these days he's a little bit more. He has a little bit more humility. I've got some pretty cool old stuff. Some pretty cool vintage stuff. I've got some stuff that, as far as I know, are one-of-ones as well. Like they wind up being one-of-ones, but no one else in the hobby's got them, which is kind of cool. I'm glad Lando got it in the end. I really am. It might mean that we end up with a little bit more of an open championship over the next few years, which I'm interested to see how the new regs play out, to be honest, because my gut feel is that it's not going to be any of the current teams that are going to be any good at it, and I have a feeling Williams are going to be strong next year. Just a little inkling that Williams are going to be good. I think McLaren will stuff it, because they often do. I hope that's not true, because I'm a McLaren fan, but I think they will. I think Red Bull will struggle, just because of the whole change to powertrain stuff for them. I think Ferrari will still struggle as well, because they get in their own way. They get in their own heads. Nice, KCE. That's not a bad little argument. I also have a few Lego sets. I do like Lego. I built the Christmas ATST that's behind me on the shelf the other day. It's like the gingerbread, sorry, AT-AT, not ATST. 104 UG. Yeah, I've got a couple of new in-box Real Force boards that I will be selling. I just need to check what they're worth and when I get them up for sale in the new year. I think what we will do is we'll probably We'll probably use Crispy's software for raffling stuff off, and then people can choose how much they want to pay or bid. And what we'll do is, instead of having a reserve price, I'll kind of have like a price that I need back for each item, and then anything we raise above that will go to charity. So let's say I had a Real Force new in box 104 UG, and I needed £300 for it. If we hit 350 quid, I'll take the 350 quid and go to charity. I think that's how we're going to structure it. But we'll probably sell 200 boards that way, and maybe 150 key sets, and we'll see how we get to. And then hopefully that will pay for my new office in my new house, and new heating in the new house, and some decorating in the new house, and new furniture in the new house, because that's what it will be needed for. I have to sort through my NT new 800 box, and I had to pull out a module kit because it was nearly full. I want to move it to another box that will fit the international kit. Nice. How common are ABS plates? The Plus 84 has one. I've never seen it before. It's not terribly common. Most people don't like the sound of ABS plates. So yeah. Yeah. It's not. I mean, I would never pick an ABS plate. Theseus, I'm still waiting for O-rings. As soon as the O-rings arrive, then the Theseus will ship. Zlobin, I have a lot of Cherry stuff. Do you want to see something really cool, Cherry? I have something that's really cool, Cherry, just here. This is an old Gravograph board. Cherry keycaps in super good condition. 10 new Cherry spacebar. Super. I actually had two of these at one point. I had one that had the yellow keys up here, and I gave that to James AKB a few years ago. Theseus probably won't work with Nuctros PCB snaps, but give it a try. Give it a try. I mean, it would have to start with a 5 or 6 with this board, I think. I don't think I could let it go for less. I do have something else, Cherry, that's really cool. This keyboard was made by GMK, and it was used in a lot of hearing tests. So it has some really cool legends like talk forward, left and right, and mask. And then it also had front print legends, like you can see on the front. 2 rotary encoders for volume on left and right ears, and then things like interrupt. This is really cool as well. It's just frequency changes, so you can modulate frequency. It's a 5 pound or 6 pound. Jehovah, no. My favorite streamer, Jar. Yeah, I'm not going to reply to Jar, I don't think. Yeah, I do have some cool Cherry stuff. Yeah, I really like a lot of the old school Cherry stuff. Right, next keycap set to go in a box. This one is going to be a pain to do. Oh. Do you think the MT New 800 would go well on the beige manta? It would look superb on the beige manta. This is the SW white on black UV polished. I don't think there was any GMK sets back in 2012. GMK only bought the molds from Cherry in 2011, and 2013 was when the machines were first finished being set up. So, There was some early sets around 2012, but the only ones I know of in 2012 were DCS through Signature Plastics. The stuff that came in from GMK was a little bit later. We Make Sounds is very accurate. Well, these are the UV polished ones. They're kind of like really super shiny. But because they're UV polished, the little plastic film sticks to them. And some of the earliest GMK stuff wasn't even full sets either. It was kind of like accent keys and cherry red escape keys. The cherry red escape key was 2013, which was the first time anyone commissioned GMK to make something. Which was when I was just starting out in the hobby. And then I think 2014, 2015 was when the first full keycap sets were actually run through GMK. They were doing some for private companies at that time. But as far as I'm aware, there was nothing hobby-wise, unless there's something I don't know about, which is absolutely potentially possible. I mean, Korea is where the hobby had. They do fit a GMK base easily. These are made by a local UK company, and I picked them up from there. You have to have a business account, and I think you have to buy. I had to buy 150 minimum, so yeah. But they do fit a GMK base easily. But I have a lot of them with GMK bases in already. There's a couple of hundred sets over there with them in. I've been using this stuff for a few years, GDC. Cherry LED keys back in the day. Around 2007, there was a Korean guy called Webion had a strong collection with OTD keyboard mania and Cherry reps. So they made a group buy of around 700 Cherry LED keycap replicas. Same stuff like on the G80 2000 boards. OTD was a little bit later than 2007, but yeah, okay. I mean, KVD Mania was around then. That was kind of like when I was on the very, very fringes of the hobby, and I had a CM Storm of all things back then. I wasn't really aware of too much of the hobby. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, there's been all sorts of private group buys that no one even knows of. There was one done in the UK about 3 years ago, and I think there was 150 sets made, but only 10 people joined. So only 10 people have the set, and the rest are all hidden away at a certain person's house. Just silly things that happen in the keyboard hobby. That set may or may not be over there. When people have too much money. Yeah, Cherry stopped using their stuff in 2010, and then they agreed to sell it to GMK in 2011, what we call GMK keycaps today. And then I think it was 2013 before it was recommissioned in full. Going from memory, because I remember having a long conversation with the lead engineers at Cherry about it at the time, and GMK in the same meeting. We were all in a pub together. I was in a pub with Cherry and GMK, and we were talking about it. That's a long time ago now. Dice Up DCS with old sets aesthetic but small run. Yeah, have a chat with Piper in the Signature Plastics Discord, because he's coming up with a ton of really cool legends that are old school. But yeah, there were some cool things that happened in the hobby. There's some things that I'd love to bring back as well. One of the coolest things that I'd love to bring back is the keycaps that were plastic that sounded like metal when you rattle them together. That came from KVD Mania in 2014, 2015. What was the name of those? The name's inexplicably not in my head right now. I do have a set of them. Let me see if I can find them real quick. PPS, yes, PPS keycaps, yes, that was it. I would love to bring PPS keycaps back, but sadly no one wants to do it, so. Right, okay, what's up next? Do I have SW beige? I have this SW wild keycaps which have the beige, which is here, and you want to compare it to U9. Let me see if I've got a U9 key. Yeah, okay, so I do. So here is a GMK U9 key. Let me zoom in so you can see a little bit closer. So this is SW. This is GMK. Bear in mind the GMK keycap is a little bit shinier because that's off of like a vintage keycap set. But you can see it's very, very close. Maybe a tiny bit lighter, but it does. You can't tell from the top down. It's only when you look at it from a side profile perspective. It's very like, and this is with really, really, really bright streamlights on, and this is a little bit yellowed as well. So. Is really, really close, like really, really close. Here's an F5 key as well. This is the F5 key from the same set. Yeah, I mean these are slightly yellow. I mean, you know, they're very, very, very close. These are just slightly yellowed more than anything because they are vintage keycaps. But yeah, they're almost identical. I don't have anything else to handle it. Right, what are we doing next? Oh yeah, this is Necocino, which is a super fun set. Oh, camera, zoom the camera back out so you guys can actually see what we're doing. Considering SW keycaps, yeah, I mean we have the SW Wild in stock and it's super, super cheap, and you get like 3 base kits nearly in it. Let's oh yeah, okay, it's £49, 17p if you're not in the UK, or it's £59 if you are in the UK, and you get all of that for it. Double shot keycaps, you get a whole base here, a second set of modifiers, a whole nother set of alphas, you get 3 sets of novelties, you get UK ISO keys in both colorways, you get all of these extra space bars, you get icon mods as well as text mods. It's just a huge, huge, huge base kit, and you get all of that for 60 quid. It's unbelievable value. It's so good. Does it come with steak knives? Sure, just for you, I will put a steak knife in there. Okay, right. Is Neko, what profile is Necocino? I know it, well, it's cherry, but it's not cherry. KCH, that's the name of it. And a GMK TKL kit costs 140. I mean, that's the difference between producing in China and producing in Germany. It is going to be more expensive. SW swag keys? Yeah. Yeah. Hanglebait? Yeah, Hanglebait's in group buy right now. I mean, is the SW stuff as good as GMK? I'd argue it's not quite as good, you know, but priced for performance, it's probably better bang for buck, but it depends on if you're chasing that kind of like smaller return on investment, you know. It's an ever decreasing return on investment the more you spend, right? Depends on what you want. different people want different things from stuff. Oh, I need a... Have I got a knife on me? No. I need something to... I don't know why I don't have a knife. I did have a knife earlier. Okay. Well, we'll just use a stabilizer wire. I'm just conscious that we've got a whole build to do as well. It's 150 MOQ as far as I'm aware. I was not involved in the details of setting up the group buy. I literally just, you know, only got the agreement to join it yesterday, so I don't know of all the details behind it. Saying I use the same dimer for our baby daily meal preps and get a bit of PTSD on the way back. It's thick as 3 p.m. Fair. I do rate the SW stuff. I have a kit here and it's very high quality and extensive kitting. Yeah, even the like the polished keycaps that we looked at earlier on and the standard white on black are really good. The cap white on black base that we have in stock right now, again, super cheap options. And yeah, they're just not very popular. I'm not quite sure why. I don't know why they're not popular. My ROA is enjoyment. Absolutely best way of looking at it, dude. I love that. Love that. What a great way of looking at it. GDC gifted me your 356 mini. Wait, what? What? Oh, gift me your 3... Oh, okay. I thought you were saying he was gifting you mine. I was like, what? No. That ain't happening. No comment. There's some keyboards that will never leave. You know, that's the issue. Some keyboards that will never leave. I remember this is something slightly different, but I remember a few years ago someone telling me that they knew of the only so this is quite a few years ago, and that they knew of the only TGR Jane in the UK. I was like, okay, great, yeah. And they were here. Well, they were at the old workshop, and I was like, oh yeah, great. And I was typing on my original TGR Jane at the time, and I was like, oh yeah, I know the only one. And I was like, oh right, okay, have you ever tried typing one? He's like, no, I've never met the person. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you know, it's right here. And they're like, I didn't know that anyone else had one. I thought he was talking about my board at the time. It was just quite funny. And he was like, oh no, I didn't know. So he's like, there's 2 in the UK. I was like, yeah, clearly there is then, yeah. Oh, sure. We'll go to the desk tonight. This is a Mr. Suit with GMK Red Alert with the Red Alert and UK ISO as well. I don't know why I'm doing this the hard way. I think we have to risk all of these keycaps in one box. Which the person making that claim at me? It's a really shit story, to be honest, because it was just really weird circumstances, and the person didn't know. They weren't being like evil about it or anything. They just heard that someone had one, and they were keen to experience it. And yeah, I don't know. It's like the old rumor that the PC workshop isn't real. I love that rumor. I think it's amazing. The fact that someone could think that in the first place, like come up with that idea that the workshop isn't a real place, then tell other people that that's truth, and then have people message me asking if the workshop's real, you know, and like when we do open days and stuff, it's just so funny. Okay, what's next? Okay, next job is I need to go grab a knife because I need to open some more boxes. Give me 30 seconds, guys, and I'll be back. I'm just going to go grab a knife so I can open another pack of boxes. I'm back. You blaming me for it? Okay, that's fine. Jay, what would you say about Jane mounting points for top mount boards? I had Thesis Camp Kai and UTD 360C. So would I be surprised with Jane typing feel? I think the original Janes are a bit old hat now, if I'm honest. Like that you can tell that they feel their age. I mean, I don't have a problem with the mounting points. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with them, but I think modern positioning is a little bit better for top mount. But I still think top mount is probably my favorite mount overall. So, chair stream, yeah. I needed to go grab a knife because I had misplaced it. Okay, next up is GMK Prussian Blue. I think we have the base and the international kit. Has this died? It has died of death. Let me see if I've got some spare batteries for this. Yeah, something a little bit more modern in terms of where the mount point's positioned. I think there's pros and cons to everything, but you know, everything is an exercise in compromising keyboards. There's no perfect way to do anything. Yeah, I think there's probably a bit more merit in some of the newer stuff. Even if I prefer some of the older stuff, because that's what got us here. In many ways, if it wasn't for the old stuff, we wouldn't be able to have the new stuff. Something has to come first, right? There's only one left. Just Jay's chair selling his international kit. Why would you need that many batteries on a sticky printing machine? I probably had this 4 or 5 years, and that's the first time I've changed the batteries in it, so that's why. But it's a commercial item. It's designed to be, you know, last for a while, I guess. What kits do we have for this? Do I have both of them? Let me just load up the website. Base kit. Did I have the Northern UK kit? I do, yeah, base in Northern UK. What are you clipping now? Base is on a board. Yeah, I know the base is on a board. Have the same label maker, it's solid. Yeah, we've been using it for years. We used to use it for all sorts of things like labeling the shelves and things like that. But I mean, we have different systems for that now in place. But yeah, we did use it for a long time for a lot of things. And now it is just relegated to labeling boxes for keycaps. Blue then. Right, up next we have GMK Shaded Grey on Black. Okay, so I'm going to make 2 labels for GMK shaded, and then CYL shaded. Print this off twice. Hey man, hello. Now you can concentrate. Nice. I think it's going to go in stock probably in the next day or 2, but we don't have everything left. I still need to go back and check whether it's an issue with our stock account or whether it was an issue with what we actually got shipped. But I'm hoping to be able to do that tomorrow. Sound of the label printing is strangely soothing. Maybe. I can't really hear it with my headphones on. And this is going to be the grey on black base. Dymo SMR. Nice. We've only got 2 more to do after this. We've got the other GMK shaded set, and then we've got the Mixland to do. I had a customer that had never paid for their Mixland order, and gave them something like nearly 2 years to pay it. And if they didn't pay it, I'd claim the set for myself and cancel their order. Feels like one hug from the Jetsons family robot. Nice. Nice. Did I pick up both kits for shaded? I did the base kits, yeah. I mean, it's super nice. Like it's really low contrast. Is the grey on the black? Like it's quite low contrast. Here's the F key, for example. It shows up a little bit better in real life, whereas the other way around, it's a much higher contrast. Yeah, I mean, obviously we didn't ship it, but like they requested it, and they, if I remember rightly, they just missed the group by like a couple of hours, and they requested that we send them an invoice for it, so we did, and then they just never paid the invoice. So yeah, because they requested it after the group buy closed, if I remember rightly. I mean, there was a GMK grey on black before. GMK stuff, so you know. I love how people ask how people didn't pay on an order, like, ooh, can I not pay for an order and still get something? Yeah, the modifier kits are nice, yeah. Okay, that's grey on black set then. It's going to take me ages to tidy up the office in the morning. And then we've got another one, and this is going to be CWL shaded, and this is going to be black on grey. But can I? No. I always forget to turn it upside down to make it easy to decant. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Can I request for you to come to Dubai after you find a house? Dude, I would love to travel out to Dubai. If you're going to pay for my flights, I'll come out tomorrow. Did I, No, I did. Yeah. I could do with a break. Peel off the QA stickers and stick them to the box. I mean, I'm going to be honest, Reed, I think that's a really good idea. I think, personally, if I can't get a replacement for my personal set for GMK without that, I'm probably in the wrong job. So, yeah. This has got much higher contrast, and I actually think I prefer this set. Pokemon Kid, thank you so much for, wait, that's it, for the subscription. 30 months of subs, you have lit up the SPC rocket tank. I do love that that pops up when anyone subscribes. SPC light up. Want to make the light bright? Join the SPC. I am speedrunning this keyboard chore at the minute though. I do want to actually like at least start the build today on the keyboard, even if we don't get it finished. Okay, so that's QK65 shaded done. We just need to label this. Make Jay's rocket take off. Whoosh. Yeah, not enough people do that. If only. If only. Yeah. CYL shaded. And this is the grey on black. Black on grey, sorry. I'm having a really fun evening. Nice. Writing unit tests for the code that my team is behind on. Oh. What is it you're unit testing? Okay, that's another 3 sets done. One more to go, and then I think we're done. And this last one is Mixlan. It does have the Hebe with it, and the novelties. GMKCYL Mixlan. I spelled that wrong. Oh, that reminds me actually, Jehovah, you wanted some of these boxes. If you still do want some, let me know how many you want and drop me an email and I'll fix you up this week. Takes 4 input objects and produces a request payload for our legacy system of record to register an entity. Nice. I have a question about making GMK sets. If you want to use a custom color that's been used before, can you directly tell GMK, I want the green from this set, not copying the entire set, just doing a color that's been done before? If it's a custom color that's been done before, you'll need permission from the person who owns that color with GMK. They'll usually be able to point you in the right direction. Is this just called novelties? So because the colours have been matched for another person and that other person has technically paid for that colour matching to happen and to occur, so you just need to make sure you've got their permission to use it. It's very, very rare it becomes an issue as long as you aren't like cloning someone's set. Making Gen I do the unit testing and checking every line. Fair. It's faster to check than it is to write. It's something your vendors can help with often as well, because vendors tend to have relationships with most designers, so it's probably something like a conversation that they can help mitigate as well. Color matching fascinates me. I'll make a full base kit where each key and legend have personal Pantone colors so designers will suffer. I mean, you know, that just sounds like being a douche for the sake of being a douche. Color matching fascinates me, especially the interesting thing is you can have exactly the same color, the exact same Pantone on a material that's like, say, denim, on a material that's like cotton, on a material that's like fleece, on a desk mat, on some plastics, and every single one of them will look different even though they're the same color, because texture changes color as well, and I think a lot of people forget that. Right, let's open up this so fast. How did that not cut? "3D element stitching zippers from YKK that are the exact same colour." Nice. I do love the ISO novelty on this set. Absolutely stunning. Yeah. You found me a house. God. Go on, drop me the link. Let's take a look. I've got a feeling we're not even going to get to the keyboard build today. We might just get around to unboxing it. We just do a little troll. I mean, so I think it's saying someone passed on paying you for this great set. So like they just never replied to emails. They asked us to invoice us for the set when the group buy ran, and we did, and then they didn't pay by the time it arrived, so we sent them a couple of reminders, and then I sent them a couple of emails, and then we sent them a couple of more reminders, and then it just kind of sat there for 12 months, and then I sent them another reminder saying, look, it's been another year, and we never got a response. So SPC Discord. Okay, let me have a look. Where am I looking? Let's have a look at this. This is the house that Reed has found. I mean, okay, it looks lovely in a nice area on the coast. Nice big gates, nice garage. Okay. Big hallway, entrance hallway. Not disliking this. I don't like the antelope on the wall, but that's fine. Big living room. I love the views from the living room. Love that. That's amazing. Yeah, yeah, this would be my office, not a dining room. Yeah, make that office and have that as my office window. Absolutely. Yeah, look at that picture frame window. Oh, it goes around two sides. Look, love it. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah, love it. Love it. What's not to like about this? I imagine, I don't know where this is in the world. I assume it's an island. Big rooms, big bathroom. No outbuildings. I haven't seen any outbuildings. I'm going to struggle. Fire pit's nice. Oh, little jetty look to come down onto. Yeah, okay. It's stunning, isn't it? I mean, there's double garage, but I'd need an outbuilding or two. Let's have a look at the floor plans. I'm trying not to look at the price yet. Double garage, breakfast nook and kitchen. Yeah, I'd make this office, I think, and not that. Because I think breakfast nook in the kitchen would be enough for me. Family room and living room. Don't get me wrong, it's lovely. It's way bigger than the house we're buying. 1.275. Wow. Whereabouts is this? Oh, right, okay. Right on the tip of Grimspot. Okay, I see. So it's not going to look like that most of the time. It's going to look grey and miserable a lot of the time. Let's see if we can... Yeah, it's going to look wet and dreary. Look, yeah. So it's just over here somewhere. Oh, hold on. Let's can we do that? Okay, there it is. Look, that's it. I mean, it's lovely. Don't get me wrong. It is nice. Private road. Just, it needs a barn. That's the problem. I'd probably be happy with something a little bit more remote than that as well. Like next to no people. Like that, where there's no one there. Maybe. I don't know. Looks lovely though. Absolutely worth the money. Just, you know, just 150 miles diagonally. More than that. 350 miles maybe. Not terrible. Cheaper than London money. Depressing. Don't live in London, dude. That's the answer to that one. He wants PT to move there for cheaper shipping. Probably so. Probably so. How's your Datsun lives right now? The one you own one, don't you? I have a few Datsuns. I have a Datsun S30Z Fair Lady. I have a Datsun 200L Laurel. I have a Datsun 620. I have a Datsun 521. And I have two Datsun P130s. Island nature looks like something where Death in June will make it in their music video. Maybe. With the money you can save over in England, you can buy a barn in. Maybe. Maybe I could. Maybe I could. Who knows? But it needs to be like, I want it to be on the property as well, right? I don't want to be... Yeah. UPS would still probably still try to talk about. UPS might not, but I still would. Don't worry. If you move to Northern Ireland, I would imagine you'd end up with a business in Malask. What's Malask? Oh, warehouse land? In other words, yeah. Okay, maybe. I don't know. Like, maybe. Like, I'd rather have everything at home these days. The older I get, the more I kind of like... I know that ultimately I'm going to have to go back to working a proper job at some point relatively soon. I'm holding out for the right opportunity at the minute, and I'm trying to find the right opportunity. The right opportunity is not... I did think something nearly a year ago now was the right opportunity, but it didn't work out, unfortunately. So, yeah, I just need to find the right opportunity. But it has to be the right thing for me, and... until I have to take something, I won't, because I'm just holding out for the right thing. So, yeah. Right, I'm just going to put these up on the shelf. Okay. And I have 2 empty ones there. Right, let's get the keyboard ready for today. Oh, so we are actually going to build the keyboard now. If customer equals read, then shipping equals £12. Maybe. You'll in the UK have 996 Porsches for cheap. I define cheap. Define cheap. Someone remind me to do Elf on the Shelf in the streamers, please. Just go do it now, buddy. Go do it now. He'll be back in 20 seconds, 30 seconds. Okay. So I can't remember if we actually need anything in here. Oh yeah, we do. Let's get the accessories ready. Yeah, we're going to use the Cherry Petals stock for this. Would that be Monday to Friday, 9 to 5? So like the role that I want to take needs to be something that fits my skill set. So, large-scale technical change management and large-scale technical change management and culture management is kind of like my bag. That kind of like senior level. I'm not explaining this very well at the minute, which is terrible because that's what I should be doing. That's what I should be good at. But yeah, large-scale technical change and culture management in some sort of industry that provides meaning is what I want. That provides some sort of... It has to be in an industry where we're helping people. I don't want to just do it for a corporation like a bank again, just to put some fat cat shareholders prices number go up type thing. They're making more money. I want to do it for a reason. It has to have some sort of mission statement behind it rather than just let's make money. Like, it has to be something that I can really sink my teeth in, that I can see true added value on my behalf. Like, it has to be something that I believe in, and it has to be a mission that I want to take on. If I just wanted a job doing what my skill set is, I could probably just go contracting and find something within a couple of months that was, I don't know, £1,000 a day or something like that. I don't want to do that. I want to do something that's truly meaningful and impactful, even if it means I take less money overall. That's what I would rather do. So yeah. Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, maybe. Who knows? Like, I'm not particularly fussed on what hours I work or don't work. Like, I'm pretty open to that kind of thing. I'm doing the one thing I hate now, checking all the different vendors on an open group buy to see which one will be ultimately the lowest price, including shipping. Probably us. Probably us. I'm joking. It's probably not us. We might not even be selling what you're looking for. As a parent, I refuse to take part in Elf on the Shelf bullshit. Fair. Okay, let's have a look at how we're going to build this then today. So we have our plate. Hey, Rue, thanks for swinging by. Hey, Jay, did you check out the one I sent you? I did, Eamon, yes. I think I went back to you actually and replied. Let me drop me a DM if I didn't reply back to you, because I did mean to reply to you if I didn't. So yeah, drop me another DM if I didn't get back to you. Does insurance count as meaning? I help people live safe and more secure lives by ensuring we are free for them in time of need. I would consider insurance if I couldn't find anything else. Let's put it that way. So something helping people. It's not necessarily helping people, but it has to have a mission statement. Like if the right thing came along and it was going to be meaningful, like in terms of making changes to the environment, I'd be up for that. If it came along and it was something about helping people who are less fortunate, or changing the way that companies interact within the third world, or changing how people can move freely from country to country without fear of persecution, or something about social mobility, something like that. It has to have something behind it that is a cause I can believe in. I don't want to just be working for money. I want to be working for something that has that feel-good factor. It has to have meaning, it has to have direction, it has to have an upwards trajectory, and not just in terms of monetary value. So yeah, that's kind of where I want to go. We'll see how that pans out, but it's kind of the plan at the moment. Okay, so here is the PCB. You'll see we've got two little ribbon cable slots for screens. This is fixed hot swap ISO. So yeah, this is how we're going to build the board today. Let's go with all foams, and then if we don't like it, we can change it later on. We might do a second build of this at some point. I do like these new films that come. It's very hard to show you this, but it is set for all of the switches. So we're just going to pop that into place. I'm a big fan of these. I think they add a little je ne sais quoi in terms of sound profile. And then we'll pop the PEI sheet on as well. We are going to build it with split left shift because we can. So I don't need to pop that one out. I do need to pop the one out for the stabilizers. So let's see if we can work out where that needs to be. It needs to be here. There we go. And here. Is it there? Okay, and then we need ISO enter, which is this one. And this one. And then full backspace as well, because I like full backspace. So we need that one and that one. There we go. That's our stabilizers all set up. Now we can find out our loop pen and grab the stabilizers and get those installed. This is a QK board. Just going to break down there. Heard those ribbon cables are fiddly? Yeah. Ribbon cables are sometimes my enemy. We all know this. Mainly because I struggle to see them on stream because it's so bright are the lights in my eyes. I'm just going to take the wires out of these and then we can lubricate everything nicely. Come on. 1, 2, and spacebar is all we need. Or is that 7U or is that 6.25U? It is 7U. Cool. It appears I have misplaced my BDZ. Matrix a home design language? It is a little bit. I get that. I do agree with that kind of synopsis there. I don't dislike it though. I kind of understand it and I kind of like it. Funky, hey man, thanks very much for being here. Building a QK65 V3 today after just finishing up some keyboard chores. So I feel like it might be quite a late stream tonight to finish off with, but that's okay, we don't mind. Dash Cubes, hey man, thanks for being here. You picked up 2,600 switches? Damn, son. The pedal switches are just cute. I don't want to talk myself out of a sale here because obviously that's what I'm here to do, is to sell switches and keyboard products. But dude, unless you absolutely need them, don't buy too many switches. Like 2,600, that's a lot. It's just a visual thing, Rue, because like I wear glasses, the streamlights are really bright. You can see them in my glasses reflection. I struggle to see ribbon cables and to see what I'm doing sometimes when I'm looking at things that are small while I'm streaming, just because the lights are so bright. But if I didn't have the bright lights on, you'd struggle to see what I was doing. So I tend not to struggle so much when it's a little bit more natural lighting. We're just putting a nice amount of lube on here, nothing too crazy. Very tempted to, yeah, okay. Whilst you lube stabs, any advice for people going to multiple rounds of interviews over the coming week? I'm sure there's a few of them in the channel. Okay. Interviewing is a skill like any other. If you practice it, you can get better at it. And the key I found to interviews is trying to anticipate what you think the interviews are going to be asking you. If you're in a position to kind of know the industry well and it's something you've worked in for a while, it shouldn't be difficult for you to kind of understand what kind of questions they're going to ask and know what kind of answers they're going to be looking for. It's easier said than done to remain calm and to remain in control a lot of the time. I get that, and I appreciate that that's not the easiest thing to do. But my advice would be to know your stuff, which, as a man of your talents, I'm sure knows this stuff, and to just try and remain as calm as can be. All you're trying to do is show them that you are the right candidate. That's it. If they don't see that, that's just as much on them as it is on you. So yeah, homework, practice in the mirror. If you have someone you trust, mock interviews are a great thing. You can do like mock interviews with like a line manager or something like that, and this goes for anyone. Like you know, if you're looking for an internal promotion at a company, for example, get your current line manager to do some mock interviews with you. It's a skill like any other. The more you flex it, the more the more you try, the more you do, the better you become at it. But ultimately, it's you have to remember as well that if you are being interviewed, they already see potential in you. They've looked at your CV, they've looked at your application, whatever that looks like, and they see potential in you. They think you could already be the one. Your job is now to convince them that you are the one. There's some cool language tricks you can do as well if you're into that kind of thing, such as asking, when I start the job, what would a normal day look like? But you use the phrasing "when I start," and you kind of like setting yourself into the mindset that, or into their mindset that you are already in the role. what does success look like for me? You know, how can you be successful in the role? Good questions to ask. Ask questions, pretend to be interested in that trash software. Depends on what industry you're in. You are more than welcome, Colleen. You know where I am, dude, if you ever want to talk. I think it should be me asking you for that kind of advice usually. Okay, going to put the stabilizers in now. We're just going to clip these into place. And then we'll flip the PCB over and work on the little retaining tabs in a moment. There we go. Where did I put the little baggy retaining tabs? I don't see PT selling these cool low broom brushes. Yeah, they're in stock. Oh, Jelly's got your point. Yeah, they're just in stock. We've been selling them for a little while now. Whoops. But yeah, if you are going into interviews this week, just try and remain calm. The other thing to remember as well is an interview is not just for the company to decide if they like you, it's also for you to decide if you like the company as well. I've walked out of interviews before when I've realised that I'm not a good fit for the company, or where the role hasn't been what they've told me it's going to be. Like, I've been sold something on a role where it's like, hang on, wait a second, this role is not what I thought it was. This role is not what you advertised. That happened to me earlier on this year with something. I need to trim my nails because I can't hold on to these. Let me just grab some flush cutters and try and use the flush cutters to... Well, in fact, I'm going to grab some pliers. Just because I need to trim my nails. And this will be easier to install in this way. He says, as he completely and utterly misses. Come on, Jay, what are you doing? Why can you not do this today? Maybe I was better with my fingers. Fingers for the win. I interviewed at PAN 10 years ago and learned they sat down. Not sure what you mean, Kajahata. Apologies if I'm reading that wrong. I've done many interviews or headhunted, and sometimes I just realise I don't vibe with what they stand for, the environment in general. Yeah. And that's why I want to be quite picky with whatever I do next. Like, PT will go on, and that won't change. But whatever I'm doing to make a living, which I need to do now, I'm at the point in life where I need to be making a living again. I can't go on much longer without not making a living. Yeah, I just want to make sure that I'm doing something that I believe in for a company that I believe in as well, or a position, role, whatever you want to call it, that I can believe in. Oh, you instantly didn't like someone on the team? Learn the cleansing. Okay, gotcha. Sorry, I wasn't sure what you were trying to say. You're going to learn that they settle down. I didn't know quite what you meant by that, but yeah, gotcha. Okay, so we now have our PEI sheet in place, and we also have the anti-static sheet in place as well. It's looking all good. We're going to take our switch phone. going to drop that into position. We need to just adjust this piece slightly because we need to be able to have the cutout for this stabilizer set up. Oh man, I'm making a mess of this. Luckily this is just foam. There we go. Okay. There we go. We need to adjust up here. So that needs to come out from there. There we go. Okay, and then I think we might have to do a little bit of stretching to get this to fit nicely. We can manage that as we start to put the switches in place. Okay. There we go. Let's start to get some switches installed. Plate foam. Is that what I said? Sorry. If I said something else, I meant plate foam. I'm just going to get everything lined up here and try and push this switch into place, and then just make sure we've got that in nicely. Yeah, looks good. Now this is one of those flexible plates again, so we'll try and make sure we're not damaging anything here. Come on, why do you not want to go in? There we go. Okay.
Tasty, tasty.
Bolt, thank you so much for the raid. 51 people, welcome to the stream. It is tasty, tasty. We're currently building a Zoom 65 V3 with the new cherry petal switches. We prototypisting, yeah, absolutely. We're doing some keyboard chores today, and then we're on to the keyboard build. And we've just been talking about job interviews. What's your preference, foam or no foam? I change my mind from build to build. I think it depends entirely on the keyboard, whether I like foams or no foams. I'm not a particular... I tend to prefer clack to thock, just because like historically that was kind of like the, you know, the kind of like common thing in keyboards when I was first into it. But I'm pretty easy. I interviewed at a place where the vibe was fine and it was horrific, and the most aggressive, stressful interview of my life ended up in an amazing job that I love. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it can be that way around. But, you know, sometimes an interview is a really good barometer of how that company acts and whether you want to be part of that or not. And it's worthwhile listening to your gut on that sometimes. Like, if you don't get a good vibe, a good feel for the company during the interview process, really consider if it's what you want to do. Forgot to take this bit of the foam off. There we go. Just going to check the orientation on this one. Okay. There we go. Nice. What are some red flags in interviews? Mine has been like we have family I mentioned. When companies won't tell you the pay range and they demand to know your current salary first, I've never been a big fan of that. That always feels like they're just being a bit shady. Other red flags are when they can't tell you exactly what the role is or what it looks like, or they don't know what success looks like in the role as well. That's always a big red flag. I have been to interviews in the past where I've said, okay, what does success look like in this role? And they haven't been able to give me like a straight answer because they don't really know themselves. They haven't settled on what that roadmap looks like. So those would be two big red flags for me. Another big red flag is if it's kind of like a senior position that I'm applying for, then I'll usually ask if I can meet some of the people who would be part of my team as part of the interview process, especially when you get to like rounds 2 and 3 of the interview process. And sometimes you'll be told that that's not possible. That always gets my goat up. It's like, well, I kind of want to know what, if I'm going to be in charge of X leadership team, I kind of want to know what the people on there are like. Like, am I going to be working with people who are, where it's a good vibe fit from my perspective, or is it just going to be a good vibe fit from your perspective? And that can be quite telling sometimes. Just adjusting this foam slightly here because I started to bulge out a little bit as I pushed the switches in. There we go. But there's always a million and one things to look out for. Just have to listen to your gut. What do the knobs on the back of the case do? Are they functional or decorative? I actually don't know yet. I've not tried. I've not looked into the board enough to know if I'm completely on a super hands, which is terrible considering I'm selling it. But I haven't looked into it to know in full detail. But we will have a look and see. EU regulations in 2076 will require firms to publish salary range for upper roles. Yeah. What does my income have to do with your bottom line? Well, they're usually asking because they want to make sure that they're not overpaying you and they're saving the company money, right? That's kind of like their usual plan. Do you know what? We're going to pop that bit of foam in after we've got the switch in place. So what they're trying to do is trying to figure out how to pay you the bare minimum. Thank you, Jenga, for the sub. You have lit the lights up. Wait, it's that side. There you go. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, my dude. A little bit to that. Rue says, you kind of got Manu fixed on stepped R3 control key, but we helped him decide. See the lights have both stepped and non-stepped keys for Divina Papaya. Have you seen the MT new render? Looks delicious. Yeah, we talked about it on stream the other day. Yeah. Stepped and non-stepped keys for Divina Papaya is in control. I think the only reason to include non-stepped control is for HHKB users, and those are probably still fewer than ISO users, but they're becoming a vocal minority at the moment. Same as including 6U spacebars, which I can understand why people are asking for it with like the rise of some of the EC boards, but they're still very, very early in terms of popularity, so we don't know whether it's going to be wise to include them in kitting long term going forwards or not yet. As an economist, I'm sure you can appreciate that that sometimes demand is not just the verbal side of what customers ask for. Sometimes customers don't know what they really want until they try it. So we'll see how the current EC trend goes. I'm still interested to see how it pans out over the next 6 to 12 months. It's nice to have it back though, and as like a forefront of the hobby. It's important we've had people join our company as leaders where their direct reports are either overstepping their role or frustrated they didn't get the role the hired person is doing, or not get on with business partners and they've left within a year as a result. Yeah, it can happen. I've seen it before. You know, sometimes they don't promote from within because they want some fresh blood to do the job, and that doesn't gel well with the team that's already existing and someone who thought they were going to get the promotion. It happens a lot, especially as you get to more of the upper echelons of leadership. HHKB is peak. Sure. Get the vibe of this person wants my job. Okay, we're almost here now with the switches. Do we just need to rotate these? Yes, we want to rotate both of these switches. Just like so. Do we want to rotate the control? Oh, the control can only go one way around. And it can only go in one position. Excellent. That makes it easy. Do we have both types of caps here? We do. So we're going to go stepped caps because stepped caps is best. I should have trimmed this foam a little bit better before we started putting the board together. It is perforated already, so I'm not tearing it to shreds. I'm just pulling at the perforations. Okay, and that is our switches all installed. You benefit from its popularity? Yeah, I get that some people do benefit from its popularity. I just the issue with most things in this hobby is that trends come and trends go, and oftentimes you end up with people who believe that because something has become standardized in terms of it's involved in base kits for a while, and then no one uses it anymore, they are remiss and don't want to let companies remove it. So it's ups and downs on that kind of scale sometimes. Okay, let's have a look at what we've got here then. We have 2 different layers of foams for inside the case, which we can get to in a moment. Let's pop the build to one side and let's figure out the case structure. Grab some screwdrivers. We can take the top case off. We can see we've got a screen here. This is one of our ribbon cables that we're going to have plugged into here, and that's going to then join onto the board. It's already got pre-installed ribbon cables there, so we're just going to have to install this one. And then on the back of the board here, you'll see we've got our USB port, which is where the daughter board connects through to. And then we have the controls at the back. These do have a function because they are connected to rotary encoders. So we'll figure out what they've got going for them in a little bit. But we do have the ribbon cable as well. And that ribbon cable is going to feed up through this slot and then into here. So we'll take a look at that in a second. I figure we should have some gaskets somewhere to install this all with. Let's see if we can find those. There's the ribbon cable that we need. Here's our gaskets to install. Put the top case to one side for a second. And let's figure out the gaskets. Thank you so much, Moons of Empire. You have lit up the sign. I keep getting the wrong hand. You've lit up the sign. Congratulations. Well done. And thank you so much for being a subscriber. You made it before the end. Nice. 38 months is huge, dude. I do dislike the corporate side of hiring. Recently, where I worked one of the shifts, trained someone to do a day job, and then the job came up, they chose not to give the job to them and hired externally instead, but then expected this person to do the job while they were hiring externally, and then expected them to train up the new hire to do the job they were deemed not good enough to do themselves. Yeah, I have seen that a few times. I agree that that can be painful, to say the least. Right, I think these are going to go that way around, so let's pop these into the... Oops. Just slipped and sliced my finger open. Excellent. Come on. Okay, almost installed them all across the front edge. Is the music linked to the original of the board? No, the music that's on at the minute is just Harris Heller's stream beats.
Incredible.
Tashimi, thank you so much for the follow, man. I really appreciate that. Okay, that is all of our gaskets installed. Put the rest back in the bag. Fill in a health and safety report. Yeah, I'm not sure they exist when you own your own company. Very clear plan of attack if I'm successful in this recruitment or unsuccessful. None of my plans involve doing the job for free until the successful candidate arrives. That's fair, man. That's fair. I think the more senior you are, the easier that is as a stance to take. Okay, just dropping the gaskets in, making sure everything fits nicely and is centered perfectly on the board and it's mounted correctly. It's looking good. And then we can connect the cable for the screen. Now, is this one where it goes in the front or the back? There we go. There we go. That's one cable done. Oh, we forgot to put the foams in underneath. Let's just quickly, gently drop that over the far side. We should have put this in beforehand. Let's undo this and then come back to it. There we go. Just to prevent any shorting more than anything with this layer, I think. Try and get this to lay inside flat and even. Tuck down nicely. And then we have the switch from cutout. Do you know what? I think we're going to skip the switch from cutouts. I think we're just going to leave it like this. I like this. I feel like this is a good good position.
Incredible.
There we go. And then reconnect the ribbon cable. Lock that in place. Give it a tug. All good. Right, now we've got the second ribbon cable to attach. And this might be where things get a little bit tricksy. We've got to go into here. What's the best way of lining this up? Oh man, this is, do you know what, I think it's going to be easier to do this the other way around. I'm just going to put the ribbon cable in here and tighten that up, and then we'll try and line it into here. Just like so, and that should hopefully be okay. Then we're just going to drop the top case down, give it a little wiggle. Come on, too much fit. That all looks good. We can now screw it back together. Let's get you a chat. Make deliberate choices. They feel better when you know it's still the best choice. True. Sensor's bringing me a blood pressure monitor for Christmas. Nice. Is the copper patina for the Nook dress out of stock? It wasn't earlier on. There was 3 left available earlier on. I haven't checked to see if we've sold out of those during the stream, but I imagine they're still available. Yeah, there's still 3 available, so it should work just fine. Let me have a look and see if I can show you that. Live group buys, 84, tick the box, choose weight, copper patina, there you go. So all working just fine here. Hope that helps. Coming to the end of the year now, wow, it's gone quickly. What would everyone say their favourite keyboard keycap set has been of this year? Favourite keycap set of this year, probably Prussian Blue. I think it's came out really, really nicely. Favorite keyboard of the year, I think of all of the keyboards I built this year, I'd probably say that the Cloud line is my favorite. The V2. In terms of products we've sold this year, I think the most popular or best for customers is just going to be the QK range in general. We sold a lot of Neo Ergos, for example. So I'd say that was really good from a customer perspective. Yeah. How about Colleen gets promoted and Jay goes for Colleen's current job? I don't think what Colleen currently does is what I would want to do. Although I don't know, like CTO is probably where I'd like to be in the next couple of years maybe, but I don't know. Imagine the music adapted to the topic being discussed. What songs would be played if you talk about tuna sandwich smell in a train? We are the Venga Boys. I don't know. Show up as an extra item at checkout. Yeah. I think we do have some different expertise, but there are some big overlaps. Yeah. I think if your industry was more based around managing technical deployment, it'd probably be more in my bag. Cool. I wonder how good Cherry Springs right now. The springs are not the best part. Adding any weight doesn't change the price. Like, dude, I'm not technically at work right now. If you have an issue with it, you can drop me an email. I'll try and look during the working day tomorrow. But it should add, like, the site's working. It could be your browser. Like, as soon as I pick all of the options, I'm just picking random stuff right now. It's showing in my cart. So if I do this, yeah, it's showing in my cart. Look. Showing the prices, and then when we get to checkout, there you go. It's showing the correct taxes, showing the customization cost here, look, and it's showing the shipping costs now. So there you go. Everything seems to be fine there. Seems to be working just fine from this end. Prussian Buell looks legit good. Yeah. T9 has been my favourite key this year. Nice. Hippos are cool, yeah. I do like the hippo. MT New Skywriter came out really nice. When can we expect a J0X series board that is a Risu? Probably never. It just doesn't work for that kind of design style. And I think once we've finished the JR1 and JR3, the whole J line will be done. We might do something different in the future. Surprised you didn't say Jim K. Kurokawa. I do like Kurokawa, but it hasn't come out yet. Like, it's not physically with me, so I don't think I can count it. Diversity TKL is nice, yeah. Windbreaker, Nervewrecker, Divina Papaya is my favourite set this year. It's 3 attack. I think they're technically our classes next year because they haven't arrived yet. So yeah. 120 field mappings, many other referred. Nice, well done, buddy. Well done. Pouring yourself whiskey? Yeah. Divina Papaya soon, next couple of weeks. Cool. Okay, right, now we've done that, it's time to test the keyboard actually. Let's give the keyboard a test to make sure everything works as it should. But I think you'll agree, it's looking pretty good. These switches work really, really nicely with the colorway of the case. Looks super, super cute. Let's give it a test. Let's load up switches first. Come on, Jay, you can do this. This is not rocket science, come on. Black and gold is nice too, yeah. Right, let's give this a try and see what we get. Okay, screens are all working. RGBs are all working. Let's see if we get our keys all working. We have no input from the keys. Excellent. Oh, that's fun. You can play around with the screen. Nice. What do these do? I'm not getting anything out of those at the moment. I wonder why we're not getting any typing. The board knows it's typing. Interesting. I wonder if we're going to see anything. Yeah. Anyone know the code to turn it into wide mode? It's usually something like that, right? The FN key definitely works because it changes the LED here. Right. Let's unplug it for a second and let's see how we change it from wired into wireless mode. Let's see if I can find the controls for that. Come on, Jay, why can't you get the USB's cable in the hole? There you go. Oh, is it just FN and tab? Thank you for looking that up. I was just about to look it up. Oh, USB device not recognized. Try again. Interesting. The Windows is not recognizing the device. it would appear that that is for the screen control, not the thingy. So I wonder if it's the right knob. Right knob should change it. This one. Okay. That looks to be flashing. That looks to be like it's going to be in. I wonder if we can just connect it by Bluetooth then. Let's see if I can get my Bluetooth settings up. We are connecting via Bluetooth. Yeah, it does say it's in Bluetooth. Okay, cool. Right, we should now be connected. Hey, there we go. We are now connected. And it does say, let's test all the keys first and I'll show you where it says on the screen. Let me just move this. Right, okay. Okay, all working there. All working there. ISO enter working, caps lock working. Okay, that's coming out as enter as well, but we can probably fix that in the code later on. That's all looking good. We know that that's FN, yeah. And then arrows, everything is working exactly as we would expect it to. Excellent. Right, okay, so you can see on the screen here that it does say BT1 because the knob does change that. When we turn caps lock on, you'll see that caps lock lights up. Right, what does the other knob do then? Can't figure out what the other knob does. Yeah, I mean, Google's right, it does work in Windows and Mac mode. Oh, okay, okay. It wasn't telling me that it was changing. Do you know what? It probably does actually. No, it doesn't. Oh, yeah, yeah, okay. It just takes a second. Yeah. Okay, so you can see now it's in Windows mode because there's a little Windows logo. And if we do, this is actually quite stiff. And now we're in Mac mode. Excellent. Cool. Right, the only other thing to figure out is how to change the time on the screen. Adjust current time. Okay, that's changing the theme. Oh, that's changing the theme, okay. Do we need to hold both together? Am I reading this website wrong? Oh, that shows whether it's playing. Okay, okay, that shows whether the time's on there or not. Okay. Should it not just set to Windows time? To the I'm hoping that's going to connect to the Windows time. FN and up arrow for the screen display animation. Okay. Okay, yeah. I kind of like the dog walking. Yeah, okay. I'm just not quite sure how to change the time yet. We'll figure it out. Thank you for the quick guide. I do appreciate that. I should have loaded it before. But it looks like we're doing okay. I just need to figure out how to adjust the time later on. I'm surprised it's not picking up the system time, to be honest. But yeah, okay, now we've got that all working, it's time to pick some keycaps. So I hope we have a friendly moderator on board who can help with that. Get rid of that error message because you guys don't want to see that. Do we have a friendly moderator watching? Is there a moderator still around? Well, let's. Midclimb was going to be one of the sets I was going to suggest for it. Keyboard dogger, love it, yeah. Nuxor X84 looks interesting, seems to be a good keyboard. Feels kind of weird paying more for keycaps than what the keyboard costs. I appreciate the aesthetics that the keycaps bring, but that's why I buy them. But it still feels weird as in my mind plastics should be cheaper than metal stuff. I'd be interested to know more about the production process and the cost market conditions that led to these prices. So I think it's one of the big things is the production in China of keyboards is significantly cheaper than producing anything in the Western world, because in the Western kind of hemisphere you have to pay significantly increased business rates, cost of doing business is higher, staff is higher, tools and machinery and VAT and taxes and everything else are higher. So yeah, I think it's a lot to do there. Right, okay, so let me grab Micline and a couple of other sets, and then one of our friendly mods can, you guys can pick which keycap set we're going to go with based off that. Let me grab a couple of sets. Just going to try and find a couple more sets, guys. Okay. Here's a few sets for the moderators. First one, GMK ZX. We have bass extension. I think this has UK ISO in it. We have GMK 9s. GMK Midnight Rainbow, although I'm looking at this and wondering if it's actually a full set now. It is, yeah, GMK Midnight Rainbow. Or GMK Mixlan, round 1. Those are the 4 choices. There will be a poll up in a second, and you guys can take a look at that. Their version of WebFire. Thanks, man. Let's load that up and see if I can get it to connect. It's going to have to be in wide mode, I guess. Let me plug that in. Oh, it had to be at the top, didn't it, for wired mode? Doesn't like it as a USB device. I wonder if we've got the ribbon cable not installed correctly, you know. I wonder if that's the issue. Let's we'll figure that out later. I'll try and figure that off stream. I suspect I've not got the ribbon cable fully installed or something, and that's why it's not working. Why it's not working in USB mode, but it is why it will work in Bluetooth mode. Okay, poll is up, guys. Get your votes in. See what you want to put keycap-wise on it. Put $180 US dollars SA on a $35 budget. Yeah, that's fair. Have we still put Tribal on the board? No, it's on the Blue Ridge. Yeah. Yes, that's right, Jehovah. It's on the Blue Ridge. I always wonder if there's a set in Jay's Wall of Shame that is waiting for its moment to shine, but it can't be seen because it's on the bottom behind the front layer. There's a lot of sets over there. There is a lot of sets. ZX does have UK, so I thought it did, yeah. How many sets of keycaps do you think are on the wall behind me? I can do a rough count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So there are about 13. The back row is 13 high on average, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 130 on the back row, and there's about 100 and there's probably maybe 10 less, 120 on the front row, give or take a few. I'm gonna guess there's 250. That's kind of close, I guess. That's probably as close as I can get without counting them all individually. It's been a while since you saw 9s. Zeal Clickies build, love it. Don't see ZX on that vote. I'm starting a riot. Yeah, I mean, some of them are old sets that just don't ever see the light of day, right? So, yeah, I'm just going to load up a notepad actually, so that when I'm installing these switches, I'm not typing into anything other than just notepad. Yeah, and that's not all of them. There are others that aren't on the wall. ZX is the winner. Excellent. There's others that are not on the wall. There's others that are in other places. There's others that are on boards. There are some that are loaned out to friends. You know, there's keycap sets all over the place. Okay. Let's get the this show on the road though. That looked short for a 7U spacebar. That's the 7U boy. Click in there. Okay. This is a big old kit, so this might take a minute to get through. I think we're just going to use the colour keycaps where we can. Good old ISO enter as well. I don't think this keycap set's ever been mounted, you know. I think this is the first time it's being mounted. I haven't decided what we're going to do on escape yet, so we'll keep that to one side. I'd forgotten that this had row 1 in it as well. Super tall keycaps. Probably a good job that we're not using that today. Did we sell this as a drop? I didn't pay for this actually. Moons of Empire was super kind and he bought me this set as a gift. and I am eternally grateful to him for it. But you are correct. I think there is a stepped caps lock with a window key. I'm just going to keep that to one side because I'm pretty sure this has stepped caps window key. Wrong way, Jay. Get them right around. Don't think we're going to use that one. Oh, I do like the down arrow in green. That's nice. Maybe we do change it out for the coloured arrows, actually. I think we will do. There's no Windows caps. Sorry, a stepped caps lock is what I meant. Sorry. Did I say stepped Windows? I meant stepped caps lock. Apologies if I said that wrong. Again, I think. Not sure if there is a coloured tour here. Keep those arrow keys out and we'll change them in a moment. Oh, we need to change this out now. Let's do the changing of keys now when we're in a position to do so. Come on. There we go. Superb. Looks great. I love it. Nice puller. Thank you. Oh, have we got the... That's interesting. So we have the spacebar in the right position because it would only go in one position. These switches would only go in one position here, but there is a gap. Interesting. So these switches, the switches can only go in one position. There was only the single slot for them to go in. Interesting. So I think that should be a 1U key and not a 1.25U key. Which means we probably already put the 1U super in there. And this is going to be a 1.5. Okay. I thought this was going to be a standard 65%. Let's make everything 1.25U, but I think I've made that wrong because we are using a 7U spacebar. Don't worry guys, Jay is just asleep. Yeah, okay. Control. Goes there. Come on. Suspect. I knew there was a windowed caps lock key. Excellent. Excellent. Now I've got the shift key for here. go. I'm sure you are a puller. Reed. He's certainly a legend in your own lunchtime, let's put it that way. I have put the other keys that I need back in here because I need the I need another 1.5U alt, and then I needed 1U super. So I suspect I've already put those back. But it would help, Jay. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Am I being blind? Do we not have the mic? I am just being blind. Okay, now we just need the M key, which is there, and then I can start to find the missing key. Space bars, no, it's not 2U key. One U and 1.5U. There's the super. Now we just need an alt key. Why is that always the one key I can't find? Am I just being completely blind here? Definitely not in there. Okay, just going to go through key by key and see if I find it now. But I do think this keycap set's looking really, really good on here. It's absolutely perfect. Beezer did the UK ISO colours right on this one. He did, yeah. See, we can do an alt and then a super, but I want to do... I'm sure there should be another alt key in here. Perhaps there isn't another alt key and I'm just being... absolute idiot. There it is. Just not looking properly. There we go. I think that looks really, really good. I had a step control on MTU. Excellent, dude. Happy with that. We'll make sure that everything hits our action, I think. Super happy with how this has come out. I am slightly surprised that it's not picking up the system time, but we'll figure that out later. I suspect that the ribbon cable to the base is not connected properly. Well, it must be because it's controlling everything else. But either way, I think that looks super cool, super classy. Look at the screen. And if we do this, you can see we can cycle through some different options. And then we can change how the screen shows. And if we start typing, oh, he's not doing anything. I thought he might have done something. Then we've also got the dot matrix screen here. Just super cool. Got the tab on the left. I haven't peeled off the plastic yet, we'll do that now. a little bit of plastic just here. There you go. The matrix at home, right? I don't think so. I think it's supposed to work in wireless mode as well. Like, it is connected by Bluetooth. The Bluetooth connection is live. Like, it is literally typing. There you go, you see? Oh, caps lock's on. You see? You get the little, if we... That actually sounds really good. Let's do a proper sound test. I'm not going to type this into chat, but... I really do like these keys. These switches are lovely. There you go, Talvin. That sounds so good. I think it's the springs you're hearing on this. They are the stock cherry springs. The only thing I would do with these switches is I would change the springs. But the sound and feel of the switches is lovely. Password spoiler display. Luckily I didn't type my password in. So they're not quite as smooth as a Choc Smoothies jelly. I think they're not quite as smooth, but in a nice way. Like, I like the feel of cherry scratchy keys. I do, and I say scratchy. They're not really scratchy. I think sound-wise, these are probably a bit more. These are a bit more clack to them, like an old school Switch would do. They do feel like typing on Browns, to be honest. They do feel really like typing on Browns. I think the tactility is slightly heavier on these than on the Chocolate Smoothies. Overall, I think probably on balance of everything, the Chocolate Smoothie is a slightly better Switch, but I think these with a spring swap would be up there and good for it. I think cheesecakes are too different to compare. Like, cheesecakes are so heavily tactile. You know, I think that it's too difficult to compare them. But I'm super happy with how this has turned out. Super, super happy. I don't know how long the battery life is expected to be on this, but it's super nice. Jay tempting to buy the PAL switches. I mean, if nothing else, they're just beautiful, right? Look at them. They're just so gorgeous and beautiful. The top housing is like a translucent pink, and they're just super, super nice. They're just really pretty. If nothing else. If you remap the letters in the dot matrix, I think it would work. Yeah, unfortunately, it's not connecting to the software at the minute. Like, even when I put the wide in, I'm not sure if it's because the cable's not connected internally correctly, or I just need to download the firmware or whatever. I'm not sure. I'll figure that out off stream. But like a milky chocolate pink, yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, they sound so good. I do really like them. I think the fact that it's not connecting to the software via wired is because there's something wrong inside, probably a cable thing, so I'll have to fix that off stream. But yeah. I might have to do it by then. Yeah, I mean, I like them enough to use them in personal builds, so these will get used in some builds. Yeah. Yeah, so this is the QK owned software. They have like their version of Via, which I tried to connect to before, but it just wasn't finding the board in wired mode. But I am getting a USB error when I do connect it. So hold on, I'll show you guys what I'm getting. Do I still have that open? Yeah. So if I turn on browser sharing, like so, this is what we get. We click on authorized device. You can't see it, but there is an option for it there. In fact, oh no, that's the other board. It's not picking it up there. But if I disconnect that, connect this via wired. I get a USB device not recognized. You can see the arrow at the top of the screen. Click on authorized device, it doesn't find it. Let's put into USB mode. Well, it's definitely getting power over USB. Oh, we've got an error this time, but it's not finding the board. And I am unable to type on it right now. It's not giving me anything when I type. Although it is recognizing on the keyboard, if you look just here. The keyboard knows it's doing. So I'm not quite sure why it's doing that. It could be that the cable's not connected correctly or something like that. I don't know, but it's definitely in Windows mode. It's definitely in USB mode. It's just not connecting. I'm not quite sure why. Yeah, I mean, it's in, so there's the knob on the rear, it changes the connection mode. So if I just, you can see it is in USB mode right now. And we just get nothing in USB mode. Now, if I want to connect, I can flick the switch around and turn it into Bluetooth, and then I can absolutely type and send messages. So the board works and it is charging. It shows that it's charging when it's connected via the cable, but for some reason it is not allowing me to connect to the software. Don't know why. Don't know why. I suspect it's the ribbon cable underneath. I mean, we can take a look and see if that's the case. Let's have a really quick look. I'm just conscious of time because it is nearly 11 PM here in the UK. Let's find the screw points are where? Oh, they are there. Let's take it apart and have a look. See if we can't figure it out. Just turn it off for a second so I'm not shorting anything out. Where was the screw? It was here. Look. Come on. Drop it. And then there. Let's see if we can figure this out really quickly. I suspect it is just Jay really wants to go to Asda. What? I'm not going to Asda at this time of night. Oh, because of what I typed. I'm not going just yet, dude. Don't worry. But it won't be long until I'm ready to go. Okay, I'm just gonna have to disconnect that ribbon cable very gently. What's it getting hung up on here? There we go. Disconnect the ribbon cable. Okay, so I wonder if it's this connection here that's not quite right. Yeah, it's still not finding the device. Doesn't look like it's that then. Let's undo this ribbon cable. I wonder if we have a wider issue inside, and it's worthwhile taking a look underneath here. That's a slightly smaller screwdriver. Yeah. Well, that looks to be all connected nicely. We know that they work, so I wonder if it's this JST cable that's not quite connected right. Oh, that all looks good there. Let's have a look at this side. Yeah, they're from Reggie. Yeah, we have quite a few of them. We sold some, and the rest are going to go in stock at some point on the website. Have a quick look here. Looks all good there. Batteries all look like the connections are good. I don't see any major issues here. Let's just take the base off and have a look. Missed some screws. Yeah. There's a screw hiding under the ribbon cable, look. That's why it's not popping off yet. Still doesn't want to come loose. I wonder why. Whatever you just unscrewed, it's not coming out. Yeah, I mean, it should do. I'm not quite sure what is holding everything in right now. But I don't want to scratch it.
Tasty.
Piney, thank you so much for the sub, dude. I thoroughly appreciate you, man. See if we can push gently. I don't want to start having to take all of the daughter boards out because I can't imagine that they're holding it in. But I don't have anything small enough to push through the holes either. I also don't see any issues with anything here. I don't think these are holding it in. We can try them. I think these are just holding the sides in. I could be wrong. I think they're just, yeah, they're not going deep enough to hold anything else in. Thank you so much for the 14 months of Pioneer. I really appreciate that, man. That's really kind of you. Yeah, I don't know why it's not coming apart. Oh, actually, I think I've just spotted why. Is it these screws? I don't think it's these either, but we'll take that anyway. Did they ask any questions about the rocket? They did ask if I'd sent them the right image file. I was like, yes. They were quite interested in why I wanted the design. Okay. So all we're getting access to here is just the USB position. For some reason that bottom tray just does not want to come off. But we know that those buttons work. That's all definitely aligned correctly. I'm just wondering if that cable's got trapped somewhere, but it doesn't feel like it's trapped. It feels like it's moving quite fine. Yeah, I can tug it through from one side to the other. Yeah, so it's not trapped. I genuinely do not know what the issue is here. This is perplexing, baffling, and unusual. I think it's going to have to be a case of take it apart another day and try and figure out why it doesn't want to work in wired mode. But either way, let's get it put back together. And then we'll give it one last try and we'll see if it works yet. You never know, by sheer chance we might have fixed it. You see it in the background? Yeah, Piney, did you not see it light up? Let me replay your sub. There you go. When anyone subscribes, that light comes on. Yeah, I genuinely don't know why this doesn't want to, why either the base doesn't want to come out, although I don't want to force it by pushing on a battery. Jay said, what style of keycap puller is coming out, like wood and resin, full wood, and what's the price estimate? So the resin and wood ones of these are going to be around £50, including VAT, I think. That's kind of like the price point we're looking at here in the UK. That's just based on the cost to produce and everything else. I know it's not cheap. I know it's a lot of money. I know it's expensive, but it's a handmade product at the end of the day. Pink looks great in the dark. Yeah. It's funny because it lights up even if I'm not streaming and someone subscribes. Like a lot of people will do their subs just at random times of the day and things, just when they see that it's come up for renewal or whatever. And yeah, it sometimes just pings on when I'm doing normal stuff in the office, which is quite funny. Okay. So I have not successfully identified why it doesn't want to work as a USB device, but that's okay. I will figure it out and we'll get it sorted at some point soon. I suspect it's probably, if anything, a driver issue on my PC. But let's put it all back together, give it one last try, and then we'll end the stream. You unsub to Jay in the bath? How did I know you were in the bath? I don't remember this. I have no recollection of this read. What? Who doesn't love a good rocket? Absolutely. Oh, I was in the bath? Oh, okay. That makes more sense. Gotcha, yes, I was in the bath. I do remember that now. I'd completely forgotten about that. Yeah. I often talk on Discord when I'm in the bath. That's just how I roll. God, I'm such a nerd. Okay, that's that done. Let's reconnect this. That's that bit done. Let's reconnect this. Hello, Jay. What are you doing? There we go. Okay, last screw, and then we can give it one last try. And if that doesn't work, I will just have to figure it out another day, because I'm really tired right now and I have to be back here for 8 o'clock in the morning. I do wish one of these alts was an alt GR actually. There we go. Okay, the board is back to looking stunning. Let's get it plugged back in. Let's try authorize a device. No compatible devices found. Is it going to type? Nope. Switch it over to Bluetooth mode. Just going to have a quick look in device manager. Oh, we did get the error again. Look, let me get rid of that. Right, okay, so it's working just fine here, but if I do that and uninstall the device and then flick this back into wired mode, do we get a connection? Yeah, it doesn't like it. Let me see if I can update the driver for it. No, there's no updated driver for it. So I think it's going to have to just sit in Bluetooth mode and work in Bluetooth mode. And then I'll have to figure out what the deal with it is later on, because it's definitely working through Bluetooth, and yeah, I am at a loss to figure out what's going on with that. We could just try another USB cable very quickly, see if it works. Well, it's typing over this cable. Maybe it was just the cable, or the cable works with every other. Okay, it was just the cable issue. It was just a cable issue. Why didn't we try that before? Let me, So, QK65 Mark III. Layout, it's ISO with split left shift and 7U bottom row. Cool. Let's, I'm just, out of interest, I'm just going to make A, I'm going to show you the little screen here. I'm just going to make A output to V and S to V and D to V, because we'll see as I go along, it does update, like it does show you what's, it does show you, if I change these back to AS and D, the dot matrix does display what the keys are set to. So there you go. Coil cable's bad. Don't tell Pexon that. He made that one for me like 5 years ago and it's been working strong. So everything works. Okay, fine. I'm trying to click on the wrong screen here. Yeah, okay, lighting. Have we got lighting layers on it? Yeah, okay, so lighting's on there. Screen left up. Yeah, okay. There's all sorts of stuff. There's controls for the matrix screen and everything else. Yeah, okay, so everything looks like it's working. Yeah, okay. Just going to change that over to control. Where's control? There it is. There we go. There we go. So everything works as expected. Just it was the cable that was the issue. But what a beautiful keyboard. What's the key with red alert on? This is a Mr. Suit and it's GMK red alert. Good for cold rack users? Yeah. I mean, crazy is that pinging. It's just there's a bit of spring ping, and it's because we're using stock cherry springs and the stock cherry petal switches. The one thing I would do is update those. I hope you get some rest. You got to work. Nice job, sir. Thanks, buddy. Right, guys. Thank you so much for watching today. It is really late because the green sign, when that turns off, that tells me it's time to go home. Oh yeah, non-US hash. Let me update that right now. Thank you for the shout. I didn't see that had not been updated. What is that under now? Is that under special? Or is it under basic still? There we go. Hash and nubs done. Cool. Hash and nubs are updated. Right. Thanks very much for that, Moons. Good spot right at the end of it. So it doesn't double enter. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'm really tired right now. I'm going to go home and get some sleep. Thank you so much for watching. I really love this, but we are going to give it away next week on stream. I'm going to give this whole QK65 Mark III away, not including the keycaps because they were a gift from Moons to me. So thank you very much for that. But we'll give the keyboard away. So watch out for that next week on stream. I'm going to head off now and get some sleep. And I'll see you guys on Instagram and Discord over the course of the week. Take care, guys. Have a really good one.